Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 5 most overrated and underrated star powers within Brawl Stars right now. So there's actually quite a lot of underrated star powers, which I hope you guys will learn a lot from. So before we jump into it, make sure you're using the creator code. That'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, guys, so moving into the 5th most underrated star power within the game right now, we have medical use on Bali. So this star power is incredibly underrated. By no means I'm saying it's by far the better star power, because both star powers will have its uses with Bali, especially in different matchups. You know, if you want to burst down those squishy brawlers, you can use extra nostrils, but I'm talking about overall in general. People really underrating medical use, and it's getting a lot more usage, especially in monthly finals. Been seen whenever Bali was brought out, especially by KC earlier today. He was using medical use, so this can allow you to push up a lot easier, especially if you combine this with the shield gear. It allows you just to get that shield gear activated much quicker, thus giving him more HP a lot quicker. And just overall, the way you kind of play Bali now just gets taken down really easily. But as I said, you can get so much pressure with his star power. Okay, so next up, as the 4th most underrated star power in the game right now, we have Band-Aid on Shelly. So Shell Shock is definitely a strong star power, don't get me wrong, but Band-Aid is definitely underused, especially when the matchup isn't that great for Shelly. This Band-Aid star power can really help you push up. Every 15 seconds when you're below 40% of HP, you heal up 2000. Doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, the survivability is really key on Shelly, especially if you want to push up close to the enemies. It's all about pressure with Shelly, right? Because that super can be absolutely devastating. So making sure you can abuse this, get close, and especially in those choke point scenarios, you can pop this Band-Aid, especially when the enemies at least expect it, and you can definitely get some free kills. So also Trevor has actually got Shelly to masters only with Band-Aid, so this is one of the main reasons why I tried it out, and it's actually surprisingly good. All right, guys, so moving on to the 3rd most underrated star power within the game right now, we have Chord Snake. So it's took me a long time to kind of get used to how to play Chord Snake, but as I've played it a lot more, especially considering I'm a pretty trash Mortis player, I'm getting some good use out of it, especially on some certain matches. I can get so many aggro plays because the Chord Snake charges up 2 seconds faster. So going from 4.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds is really good, especially if you have the health gear as well. It's going to allow you just to heal up even faster. You're going to be able to obviously get the Chord Snake and just get really aggro plays. And because Creepy Harvest only heals you up for 1000, as long as you're getting permanent value with your bats, you should be having a good time and survivability, which of course is always the problem with Mortis. Alright, guys, so moving into the 2nd most underrated star power in the game right now, we have Penny's 2nd star power, Master Blaster. So with this star power, essentially with her turret, you're going to be able to knock back the enemies and also deal 1000 damage. Doesn't sound like a lot, and upon release I thought this star power was going to be really useless, but as I've tried out Penny even more so, especially with just so many aggro brawlers within the meta right now, it's really going to help you, especially once you burn your gadgets. You're going to be able to knock back the enemy, deal even more damage to them, and trust me, it really helps, because Penny hasn't got the fastest reload speed, right? She does okay damage, but just the additional little bit of damage really helps her in her 1v1 scenarios. And I feel like the other star power seems good, but as time has gone on, as people have got used to Penny and the way she works right now, I don't feel like you're really going to get much damage out of the split. So just being able to get this additional damage can be extremely useful. All right, guys, so moving into the most underrated star power by far in the game right now, we have Business Resilience on Griff. So a couple of months ago, I could have never dreamed of thinking that this Griff star power was even somewhat usable, but right now in the meta, especially within the pro competitive scene, this star power is absolutely insane. So the main reason why it's so strong is because it allows you to keep the aggression, especially on matchups or maps which you might not have necessarily played Griff before. Just allows you to keep on healing up. So every 2 seconds you get 15% of your missing health back, which might not seem like a lot, but say if you're really low HP, just allows you to just gain a lot more HP, like even like 600 health at every 2 seconds is pretty good. So maps that he's considerably strong on, especially maps like Safe Zone, you've been seeing him a lot in right now. A lot of Brawl Ball maps you've seen him on, and a lot of Hot Zone maps as well. So there's like a couple of game modes where he really thrives in, and it's mainly because of his star power. So I'd say that 99% of pros use this star power now. Alright, guys, so now moving into the most overrated star powers in the game right now. So at number 5, we have Happy Surprise on Eve. So this star power used to be probably the most overpowered star power in the game before it got reworked with the recent update, and now it's just become really trash. So the other star power is definitely the better one. For this one, every 5 seconds you will be spawning a hatchling only if you hit the large egg, and then if you miss all of your shots, then it takes another 5 seconds for it to recharge. So it doesn't really get too much value in the game can be pretty hard to hit your big egg on the opponent sometimes, so just having the other star power is a lot better. So now moving into the fourth most overrated star power in the game right now, we have Fisticuffs. So I always thought that this star power was the better one, especially when Egg God was a little bit more usable in the meta. I did prefer this one, but overall Egg God is just so bad in the meta, and I feel like the additional damage with hard landings is really going to help him finish off the kills a lot quicker. And with Fisticuffs per ammo, you only really get 200 more healing per ammo with Egg God. So think about it, maybe like 3 or 4 ammo, you're only really getting an extra like 800 health if you're using a hard, well, in comparison to the hard landing star power. So I just feel like the additional damage is really going to help you burst down those opponents a lot quicker. Okay, so now moving on to the third most overrated star power in the game, it has to be Dino Jump. So I don't think it'll be an overrated star power video without this star power. So of course you guys probably know already, you probably heard me lecture about it for 2 years now, but this star power obviously incredibly overrated. It's really fun, don't get me wrong, but when it comes down to like a competitive setting, the star power doesn't really have any uses. There used to be a bunch of heist maps back in beta, probably like 2 or 3 years ago, where this star power was actually incredibly useful because you could use your Dino Jump to get over certain walls, but right now there isn't really a lot of maps where you can get much use out of that. So the demolition star power is always going to be the better star power. Alright guys, so moving on to the second most overrated star power in the game right now, we have rocket number 4 on Brock. So this star power is good on certain game modes like knockout. When you respawn with the 4 pieces of ammo, but I just feel like in this meta, and especially since the respawn has changed, so when you actually respawn from a death, you only get that 1 piece of ammo. The same is with Brock, and because he has such a long reload speed, it takes so long to get his 4 rockets back, and I feel like a lot of the time you don't actually get the chance to charge all of his rockets up. So that's why I just feel like this star power is a little bit overrated. The other one actually has insane damage, especially if you catch any brawler within that super, you're going to absolutely melt them. So that's why I just feel this star power is a little bit overrated. It's really hard to get the full value out of it. Alright guys, so moving on to the most overrated star power in the game right now, wouldn't be an overrated star power video again without Shocky. So no surprises here whatsoever. It's kind of hard not to put this star power in the most overrated, because every single time I'm playing on my free-to-play account or on my mini account, I just encounter basically every single Jesse going with star power. So I know a lot of you guys know this star power is pretty bad, but still in general it has to be the most overrated, right? I don't feel like it serves any purpose in the meta whatsoever. Even on heist, it isn't a better star power. Alright guys, it's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this one. So let me know what you think are the most underrated and overrated star powers in the game right now. So I know there's probably a couple of controversial ones like the Fisticuffs star power and rocket number 4, where I'm not saying these star powers are like completely trash, but I'll just say in comparison to the other star power, that are probably a little bit overrated, and I'd actually prefer to go the other star power most of the time. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.